So rumor has it Disney Plus is working on an animated reimagining of the original Star Wars trilogy. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Let's talk about that today here on the Geek Corner. Hey there everybody, it's Rev Kev here. Pray you're having an amazing day today. So here we got this article that was just put out, and it's not by a website that I tend to read ever. It just kind of came through my Twitter feed, so I'm not 100% sure how accurate this is, but let's just go check this article out. So this article put out by the hashtag show is basically saying that they've got some inside information that based on some of the old Ralph McQuarrie Star Wars art from the original trilogy, that there's going to be this animated series reimagining of the original trilogy. And it's talking about in the article going back to some of the drafts, the old drafts of Star Wars to retell the original trilogy. Now, this is a terrible idea. Okay? This is a terrible idea. Now, I get it. Us Star Wars fans, we all have a soft spot for Ralph McQuarrie and his art because his art was incredible. His art was foundational in laying out the look, the general look of the Star Wars universe. And so we love his art and we've loved it since the 70s. But here's why it's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Because the early drafts of Star Wars were terrible. There's a reason why they're the early drafts. They were bad stories, and George had to rewrite them and rewrite them and rework them and retool them in order to tell a good, compelling story. I mean, years ago, Dark Horse Comics came out with the Star Wars series of comic books based on the early drafts of George Lucas's The Star Wars. And it's terrible. Now, it's fun to read for nostalgia's sake and what was kept and what wasn't kept and things like that. But generally, as a story, it's got a terrible flow. It's terrible characters. Like, it just didn't come together yet in those early drafts. So to do a whole reimagining of the original trilogy in this way, sure, the art might look really cool because it's based on Ralph McQuarrie art, but don't do this. Stop touching and messing around with the original trilogy. You want a better idea? Take Ralph McQuarrie's art and reimagine the sequel trilogy. That would be an amazing idea. Why don't you touch and mess around with the sequel trilogy? Do that. Just reimagine the sequel trilogy. I mean, you've got stories already that George Lucas wanted to tell for the sequel trilogy, but we already know Bob Iger scrapped those and Kathleen Kennedy scrapped those, and they didn't want to do those. Take those stories, put that in some Ralph McQuarrie art, and do something really cool and do something new. Stop touching the old stuff. Do something new. Anyways, this is a bad idea. This just got bad idea on top of bad idea, in my opinion. And I know everyone's going to think I'm a hater, but pick up the Dark Horse comic like I've done on my Kobo reader here and read it for yourself, and you'll go like, yeah, I don't want to watch this because it was really bad. So that's my thoughts. I'd love to know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, so appreciate each and every one of you, part of the community here. Thank you for my channel members and people who are supporting the channel now that way. It means the world to me. If you'd like information about channel membership and all the perks and the way that you can be a blessing, I encourage you to check out this video right up over here and check that out. So until the next video, God bless you, and we'll talk to you later.